Hi, how y'all doing today? We just got back from a 5-day trip to California where Rick took me for my birthday. And I got to tell you, it was the best birthday I've ever had in my whole life. He planned everything for 5 whole days. We just constantly did stuff. So we spent some time in San Diego at first, in La Jolla, and then we went up to spend the night at the Queen Mary. And then we went to Catalina Island for 2 days, and then we came back and then went back down to Huntington Beach, and then went back down to San Diego area to the Del Coronado Hotel. So what I wanted to point out is that when we live in Arizona, and we hear how absolutely decadent California is and how it's falling apart and everybody's leaving. You know, nobody wants to be there anymore. There's too many rules and regs, and it's just a mess. And the homeless have taken over, the illegal immigrants have taken over, and there's gangs everywhere. So I just want to tell you that we were here for 5 days there, and we didn't see anything except there was one time, I think it was near San Diego. We're on the highway and we're watching it, and I just kind of looked over, and near the the things there were some tents over there, like maybe 5 in 2 different places. So it was homeless people over there, but that's the only thing we saw. Now I have to say, we're at the Queen Mary and we're on Catalina Island, so it's not like we're going to be seeing all that, but we did a lot of driving around. We didn't get all the way into downtown LA or to, like we were in San Diego a lot. But I didn't see all this that we hear about all the time on TV about how absolutely, it's just completely falling apart and scary to go there. Well, it wasn't scary at all. It was pleasant. We had a wonderful time. It was just wonderful. The weather was fabulous. Huntington Beach was the worst thing of the thing because it was so cold and we just about froze to death just walking out the pier and coming back. But anyway, the whole point is, you got to pay attention to what you're believing by what you watch on the computer or on TV or YouTube or whatever you're watching. You're forming your opinion by that. I have a friend whose son lives in San Francisco, and he absolutely loves it. And I made a comment to her last year about, isn't it too bad that San Francisco has just gone to pot because there's so much homeless there, and the businesses are all leaving us. It's just really awful. And she goes, no, it's not. And I go, oh. And there's somebody whose son lives there, and she should have a pretty current opinion of what's going on in real life, not what's on the computer. So this goes with politics too. You believe what you're watching, and you don't really get what the real story is about that person. If you're judgmental about this person, you don't know the whole story around that because they're not allowing it to come out. And the same thing on the other side. Only certain things are allowed to come out, and it's affecting people. So you got to be discerning about what it is that you're going to believe. So that was our experience there, but I must say that I was very pleased it was not. I did notice the difference from San Diego, kind of being all pristine and pretty, and then driving up to Long Beach to the Queen Mary. It was a definitely lower, seems like a lower vibration or lower income area. It was a more rundown. As you're just driving by on the freeway, it seems a little more run down than it was at San Diego. But then, we got to the Queen Mary, and we had that wonderful experience. So the whole thing was a fascinating experience. Catalina is fabulous, and we did all kinds of crazy stuff, like going up on the, this parasail, 800 feet out. I have to say, it was not scary. I figured because you go up together, so he was going to be up there with me, and we were holding hands, and we were going up, and it's wonderful. You don't even get wet unless you want to. You say if you want to get dipped into the water, you can, but we didn't. We just wore regular clothes, jeans and tennis shoes, and went on. You leave from the boat, the deck of the boat, you go up, you stay up there a bit, and then you come back down and you land on the boat. So nobody's getting wet. And the only time it was scary when you get up to the top, and you know how when you get to the top of a Ferris wheel and the cart starts swinging like this? I used to hate that when I was a kid. They stop you to let somebody out down here and you're just swinging. Woo! So a few times that happened because of the wind up there, and that I didn't like that part. So I was a little tense about that, but basically I'm going to tell you it's not a scary thing. The whole point of this video is that I just want to let you know, just remind you to pay attention to what you're believing, unless you have the upfront personal experience with that particular person, or that you've seen it yourself. Take it with a grain of salt what you're hearing on the TV and the computers and the YouTube and whatever else you're watching to X or TikTok, all that stuff. putting out stuff. They're called influencers. It's not any accident they're called that, because they're trying to influence the mindset of the country and the world. So be discerning. Thanks so much for tuning in to Nonstop Aha Moments. And this is Heather Clark. And I really appreciate that you're watching my videos. And I hope that you would subscribe and you'd pass it on to a friend and tell somebody about it so we can have more people. Once a week I put out a short video. I think 9 minutes is the longest one I ever did. Some of them were like 2.5. Real short, get to the point thing. Anyway, so I hope you're enjoying it and you're getting something out of it. And I appreciate that you're watching. And I'll see you next week.